Hello, this is a shorter version of my video about schizophrenia and psychosis. So what I want to say is basically that schizophrenia and or psychosis are no kinds of disease. It's not a disease, right? You're absolutely fine if you experience some of the so-called symptoms. I won't talk about positive symptoms because this is evident that this is a positive thing. You just have the new powers of your mind. Enjoy them. If you experience, though, some states of mind that you might consider like, oh, I don't like this. I don't basically know what it means. So be sure that it's absolutely fine. All the new states of mind you experience, all the voices you hear in your head, all the things you see that other people might tell you they do not exist, it is everything perfectly fine. It is real. It's just about you that you stop being scared and embrace this new ability and new skills. Because basically what schizophrenia or psychosis is an expanded consciousness. It's a psychedelic mind. It's a reality that reveals itself totally to you. And you have been used to not see all this. You have been conditioned from the childhood on that you only see and hear and think what is considered to be normal. You have been conditioned to do this so that you can fit in our materialistic society. Now, if you have the great chance and your mind says, no, I don't want this no more, your soul is waking up and all of this manifests in the so-called symptoms of schizophrenia or psychosis, be happy, because this is really your way out of the cage, of the mental cage that has been built up by society and by people who basically are having only these materialistic values. And these values contain things like calculating mind, materialism, mechanical stuff, coldness, coldness of the feelings, no feelings, no deep feelings, no really, really deep feelings, no signs of love, but just superficial stuff. How do I look like? All this kind of crap. I'm sorry. Cynicism, rationality, it's all fake stuff. These so-called normal things also contain uniformity, total egoism, and a lack of fantasy, basically. What's new, what's coming to you through the expanded mind and through the opening of your soul and through this horrible thing called schizophrenia or psychosis is something very new. It's a lot of fantasy. You start being very spiritual. I do not mean, though, spiritual. I do not mean religious or things like that. Religion is really scary, and it's just a system of mind control, so I'm not talking about this. I mean spirituality, the feeling that you are a soul, that you're not just a piece of flesh, okay? This. So you become very empathetic. Your childlike soul is coming back. The childlike soul who is honest, who is very playful, spontaneous, creative. You're full of love, and you actually start having a lot of so-called superpowers. Let's call it superpowers. Of course, I mean paranormal, so-called paranormal abilities. So these are all the things that come to you in this new state of mind, in this so-called schizophrenia or psychosis. Now, a lot of things might be fine for you and you accept them, but there might be some situations where you really say, oh, this is weird. I'm hearing voices, and the voices are telling me you're no good, or even worse, you're a total, you know, a total ass, or you have to do this, or you have to do that, things you don't really want to do. So these might be voices that bother you. Then you can start having feelings like, what am I doing here? And the world is so strange. Hey, this is totally, totally fine, because it shows that your mind is opening, it's changing, you're getting more psychedelic, and you have to just drop your fear. When you start being scared from all these even uncomfortable things, it's getting worse and worse and worse, and then you really feel like sick, of course. But if you let it go and embrace all these things and say, okay, why are these voices telling me this? Who can it be? Is it my own voice? Is it a part of me that wants to change something? Or is it just thoughts I'm picking up because I'm a telepathic person now? Is it thoughts I pick up from somebody else? Why does this shape I see turn into another shape? It's all about your intuition. Your strong intuition has woken up, and it's trying to show you things, and it does it through in form of signs that you are about to either identify or let it be. And you have the capacity to identify all these signs. You have the capacity and all the skills to deal with these things that come to you. Maybe not in the beginning, because in the beginning of this episode, that when your mind starts changing, you're kind of stuck in the old patterns. The old patterns are the rational, materialistic mind. You have been conditioned to have this mind, as I said before, and with this mind, you're not able to identify what's going on, and obviously you think you're sick. With this old mind, there are no tools to work with. There's nothing that gives you any kind of hope that you might ever figure out what's going on. And instead of this, you just say, I'm sick, I need to eat pills and be numb and don't know anything. No, that's not necessary. Really, that's absolutely bad for your health and for your mind and for your soul and for everything. These pills kill you from the inside. That's it, period. But what you have to do is embrace it and develop your intuitive side, your dreamy side, and all this I said before, the fantasy, the creativity, the spontaneous things, these new skills will help you to identify the new information that you perceive, because it's just that you feel more than you did before, okay? Just a short example. What happens when a so-called normal person, and I just said before, there is no normal thing, that nothing like normal exists. Nobody is normal. The norm is just the thing that is accepted by society. You know, everyone's unique. There ain't nothing like normal, you know, this bullshit. But this example is, you act or you think that it's normal. You perceive the reality the way you were taught to. And now you eat, for example, the hallucinogenic mushrooms, and you feel that there's way more in reality, way more that there to perceive than you've been used to. This is exactly what happens when you have schizophrenic or psychotic stuff going on. You just perceive much more, and it scares you because everyone else is telling you, hey man, you act weird, be normal, and that's it. They just do not understand what's going on. So look inside yourself. It's your story, and you can perfectly live with this kind of psychedelic open mind, with this expanded consciousness. Learn how to deal with the information that come to you. And no matter what you're doing, if you're talking to yourself, why shouldn't you? It's absolutely fine. It's a great thing to do. if you dream, if you fantasize about whatever, if you feel so intense, if you see through the lies of people, the government, or some kind of theories that were presented to you, that's perfect. Why not? You know, you are free. Your mind is free, absolutely free. And it's your reality. And if people say, but you cannot measure this, you cannot measure that there is this and that going on, or information from etherical realm or stuff. Yeah, you cannot measure a thought, that's right. But it doesn't mean that a thought does not exist, right? So use your imagination and embrace your imagination, and everything will be fine. You just don't need to panic. Schizophrenia or psychosis is not a disease. Definitely not. You just got to deal with yourself, and it'll bring you a lot of joy and many, many new tools for your life. And your life will be complete, not just the little cage you were in, but free.